two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, it has been brought to my attention that 1999 is 25. And on January the 10th, 1999, on HBO at 9 o'clock p.m. when it aired on Sunday, television history was born. When you hear woke up this morning, gabagool over here, it's about time you should certainly consider salads, a pool of ducks, great acting by characters that we know and love, and lines that are unforgettable. I'm talking The Sopranos. Sopranos, Sopranos. Where can I start? Where do I begin? I will start at the beginning. The actors in The Sopranos were absolutely fantastic. They owned their parts. They owned their parts, and David Chase knew what he was doing. He knocked it out of the park. I will start with my soprano memories. I have a lot of favorite scenes from The Sopranos. Um, but the scenes that touched me, um, it's just you see him as a dramatic actor, and he was a good actor to begin with, because I seen him in a lot of different things other than The Sopranos. But he just took it and made it his own, just like everybody in the cast did. And I will talk about character memories in a minute, but I just really want to talk about the heart and the soul of The Sopranos. All the cast brought that show to life, but there was a few scenes that really touched my heart. And I just knew when I seen James Gandolfini with the Ducks, I just knew that the show would be a huge hit. There's so many iconic scenes from The Sopranos, but you see the mean inside of him, like being a mafia boss. The Ducks, you got to see the softer. And when the Ducks flew away, you felt his pain of losing the Ducks. You actually felt it. It just gave you the emotion, like you're actually feeling their emotions along. You just see them have their emotion, but you go through the show having their emotions. And that's what a show should do. It should carry you from the beginning to the end of the series, knowing the characters, loving the characters themselves. But you felt every single emotion that they had as a character. And I just thought the scenes with the Ducks was um, fantastic. And Dominic Chianese brought this up. He played Uncle Junior. There was one scene in particular that he talked about, and it involves James Gandolfini and him. And it's when Uncle Junior is not doing all that great, and Tony Soprano says, "Every time you say something about me, it's always negative. How come you could not say anything um good about me?" And then there was this pause, and I'm getting just choked up the same way Dominic Chianese did. And Tony Soprano says, "Didn't you love me?" It's those scenes right there in The Sopranos. You felt what the characters felt. And all, not only James Gandolfini, God rest his soul, but I'm also going to bring up um, Polly Walnuts. Polly. Where do I even start with Polly? I mean, he had those like one liners, but my favorite one is where Tony and Polly they drive down to Florida, and just having like discussions, and Tony kind of like, do I want to do that or not? And those scenes, that episode was good, but I just felt, I mean, everybody did their part good, and I think that everybody knows what my favorite episode is. Um, Two Babes Lost in the Woods, where, and I just gave it away. It's the Pine Barrens with Christopher Maltasante and Polly Walnuts are in this van, and they're like um just trying to like stay alive, and I can't think of the character's name offhand. Tony calls up his friend Bobby. He calls up Bobby, and he comes in with a colored hunting outfit and all the funny scenes, and they're like, Tony Soprano is just trying not to lose it, and he loses it, and then you pan over to Uncle June, and he gives like a smile, but I bet you after the camera wrapped, I bet you they laughed, and and everything, and Edie Falco. I knew that Edie Falco would knock it out of the park, and because I seen her in a couple of things, and absolutely the perfect choice. Absolutely the perfect choice for all characters, but I just felt that I'm not going to give like too much away because I know that people are going to be rediscovering the Sopranos because it will like live on, and I just uh Patsy Parisi. Where do I start off with him? I mean, I just, the whole, from the time that character entered into, I love that character because I will give it a little bit of away, where he goes, uh, a lady uh, test driving a new car for consideration to buy, and he pulls out his gun and says, "You will not see Tony Soprano," and all of a sudden he just goes back to like a normal guy, going to the grocery store, and his family. But Nancy Marchand. I've seen her in a lot of things before that, but in fact, she actually died during The Sopranos. But she really dominated that character. I mean, she did. She dominated that character. And off camera, she was just as rambunctious and full of life, even though that she did pass away. And but she made the character every from the crew to just everybody. I know that I'm forgetting a lot of people, and I know that I can talk about on and on and on and on and on about The Sopranos. But uh, and poor Vito. If you guys who are have watched The Sopranos, um, originally, I'm not going to give out any spoilers, but poor Vito and Phil Leotardo, Frank Vincent. Where can I go with Frank Vincent? Frank Vincent, tremendous actor, a lot of great movies, and Lorraine Bracco, Dr. Melfi. I first seen her in Goodfellas, and I didn't know that. I can't think of his real name, so I'll just call him the character name, Paulie Walnuts. They were both in that movie, and I got to see them both in that particular movie. In fact, a lot of people that were in The Sopranos was in Goodfellas. And if you have not seen Goodfellas or any mafia movie made by Martin Scorsese, watch them. Same thing with oh gosh, The Godfather, Francis Ford. Off topic, but the kids of the show, Meadow and AJ. I mean, absolutely the perfect cast. And you know it's been like 25 years already. And I couldn't believe it. I was on TikTok last night, and they had Jamie Lynn Sigler and AJ on there, um, wishing the Sopranos 25th anniversary. I'm going like, what? Has it been like 25 years already? Oh my gosh. I mean, some of my favorite episodes, I do not know the title names, but I just really, really like um, the acting I'll just name a few of the episodes that I just found. Of course, all the seasons acted incredibly, but the first episode and I do not remember, but it was a scene between Tony and Christopher, and they find like this truck car, and they steal like a whole bunch of wine, and the guy says, "We're with the Vipers," and I always loved the scenes with oh, I'm having a brain fart. With Johnny Sack and his wife. I always loved the scenes between the two of them. The lady who played Johnny Sack's wife, she is passed on as well. But I just loved how they acted together. Everybody who acted together seemed like family. You know, I mean, when you've been on a show and it's been 25 years, it's iconic. It becomes family. It's just like all in the family. 52, just over 52 years now. And 25 years later for The Sopranos, it will hold up, And I bet you when they first started The Sopranos, who knew that it would hold up as long as it did? I don't have anything going on tonight, obviously, but it was. I just felt there was some scenes that were funny that are no, um, that were funny. And sometimes there was like holy crap moments. Poor Vito. Um, but I just felt like the beginning was good. And you know what? I've seen The Sopranos 13 times. And one of the times that I watched it in reverse. And it takes because like there's like the $1 million question on um $1 million question at the end. I don't want to spoil it because people are rediscovering it. But I just felt this was like unplanned, and there's like so many scenes that I enjoyed. Like I said, scene with the ducks in episode 1, and in the middle of the season, we're with the Vipers, and poor Vito, and it's just and a big WTF moment in season 2. If you knew what happened, you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it for everyone, but right down to the lesser known characters, all the way up to the high known actors and actresses. Some are no longer here. Most very recently, Polly Walnuts. But what can I say? There's some sad moments in The Sopranos. One that I did not see coming, nor anybody else. It happens towards like the end of the season. I did not expect that. I expected one of my favorite characters to carry through, but it didn't. I wish they would have done that just a little bit differently, but other than that, David Chase knew what he was doing when he created The Sopranos. Even the music, and which leads me into Stephen Van Zant. Stephen Van Zant as Syl. He nailed it. I mean, and I forget what episode and what season. His mannerisms, his reactions to things. Case in point, I forget. And this is probably one of my all-time favorite scenes. It ranks right up there with the Pine Barrens. It's not that episode though, but they got a Patsy Parisi and Polly Walnuts and Syl. They're at the Bada Bing and they're playing pool. And they're busting his balls, basically busting his chops and everything. And and it's just that scene alone, and you see Syl in the background, right? And he's going like, oh God. And the lady, the woman who played Syl's wife, is his actual wife. That's a little trivia fact. And she knew Polly Walnuts in real life as well, and of course Stephen Van Zandt with the Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. But and yeah, I know that I'm drawing a blank because there's just like so many people had so many the restaurant, um Christopher's girlfriend, um she had some great scenes too. Di Matteo, she had such great scenes. And I'll think of her name in a second. She played Christopher Montesante's girlfriend. I can't think of her name offhand, but but it was a shame to see her go, actually. But I guess she wanted out of her contract, and I guess that's the best storyline that they had for her. But I really, really loved the acting in Pile My. I just thought that everybody shined in that episode. And but I'll probably think of the girlfriend's name. I know the actress's name is Drea Di Matteo, but it's just, but I just, wow, I'm just like, it's a masterpiece. And even, and of course there's so much like things like going on, it takes like one or two or more viewings. I've watched it, like I said, 13 times, and I just had her name on the tip of my tongue. But and Janice, uh the character of Janice, she really did a good time. I just had the girlfriend's name on the tip of my tongue. But it's just how everybody played their part. Like I said, they do what they were doing. Um, and I will release this tonight. This was unplanned, and whatnot. Let me put this down a little bit so I can rest my hand. But it's just every even 25 years later, I'm just blown away how this show, I mean, of course TV shows bring people together, but it's just, it was water cooler talk. It did. I've never seen a show, in my opinion, since the 1980s where blockbuster shows were water cooler talk. To me, The Sopranos brought that back. And people would actually have watch parties. Yeah, people would actually have watch parties. Aid, Aid, Adrian, Aid. That was the girlfriend's name. But yeah, people would have watch parties when they would talk about The Sopranos and watch it in really real good times. But it's hold up. And when you've been on that TV show, your family, and I've been hearing since James Gandolfini passed over the years, I've heard just wonderful stories about him that would warm and touch your heart. And I'm not going to say them here because like I said, I can go on and on and on and on and on. I am a Sopranos fan. Shoot, I got the soundtracks, for gosh sakes. Even right down to the music, David Chase knew what he wanted. and the Journey song at the end. See, everybody needed to sign a waiver. Um, this came from Steve Perry. David Chase called Journey and says, "I want to use your song for the end." And he could not say anything. He had actually signed a waiver. And I guess that's how he got a hold of the music for like the show, because he knew music, David Chase. And but like I said, I can go on and on and on. To the people that owned the restaurant, just everybody just played their parts good. I know I'm forgetting a lot of people. That's why I say the cast and the crew, everybody played their parts real good. Even the side players. Um and the lady who plays a Patsy Parisi's wife, little trivia, um she was in Saturday Night Fever, in case you didn't know. But just like little trivia stuff in there. I'm just trying to think of a lot more things to talk about with The Sopranos, but I'll just talk about my favorite scenes. Of course, I said the ducks and the acting in Pie Oh My, and I can't think of the character's name who was obsessed with Gladiator. Even he played his part. Um, Even he played his part good and got what he deserved. But I'm not going to say how or who. But just even to um, and there's like one scene in particular. They talk about Columbus Day, and that was a good scene. And and they there's like another scene where they go to Adriana's club, and one of the persons sits in the chair, and the chair falls over, and they all like point and laugh at the guy that falls over in a chair. Um, but like I said, I know there's a lot more scenes that I like, but I'm not going to share all of them because I don't want to spoil it for people, like I said, that are discovering The Sopranos. Um, but I was going to do this in a short video, small little video, and I just said no. Um, the Sopranos is so important to television, and I really, really enjoy shooting these videos, and I know that they are long, and this will be released tonight. But even the places where they shot at, that really made the show, like the Bada Bing. The building is still there, and where they shot Adriana's club, that's still there. But Satrial's, that's long gone, and Tony Soprano's house is still there, of course, and they still have like tours and everything. I know I'm leaving a lot of things out due to the fact I'm going to be talking about The Sopranos, but there's one scene in The Sopranos that the phone rings, and Carmela answers the phone and whatnot. Let me pause for identification break. Okay. Don't worry about it. And the way that Carmela answered the phone and took the call, even just by picking up a phone, they did their parts good. Um, but like I said, I'm going to end this here. I know that I'm leaving a lot of storylines out, but it's just the whole show in general just made it great. It When I say the whole show, I mean everything, clothes, sets, everything. And it's like one of the Dons says to the other Don, a Don never wears shorts. And I figure like, well, that was ballsy because like I said, it's his house. He can wear whatever he wants. But yeah, just even even when the characters die, and I'm not, like I said, everybody that watched The Sopranos originally knows, but their characters die in The Sopranos, and I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to spoil it for like future generations or people that are watching it currently right now for the first time. There's All I can say is there's gonna be funny times, there's gonna be WF times, and seriously WTF times. There's gonna be laughter, there's gonna be tears. And I can only say this because I'm going to quote a little bit of the ending episode. When you love somebody, hold them tightly, regardless if it's a person, a TV show, or a song. Because television unites us, it brings us together, it makes us have conversations. Conversations like I'm having with you now, or whoever is watching this all over the world. It makes you have conversations. It makes you think. It inspires you. I'm Kerry Knauf. I'm going to quote the beginning of the song that started it all and the song that ended it. Happy anniversary, 25th anniversary to The Sopranos. Woke up this morning and don't stop believing. I'm Kara Knauf, your host. I will see you all next time. Enjoy The Sopranos. Sopranos love, 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 love. Your show will be inspired for the rest of our lives to our children's children. Thank you, HBO. Thank you, the writers. Thank you, the actors, for bringing such an iconic show to HBO and to the world. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Kara Knauf, a Sopranos fan, signing off. Thank you. Gabagoo over here.